Hi, this is Frank Schaefer. I grew up in an evangelical home. In fact, my father, Francis Schaefer, became an evangelical leader. We were fundamentalist Christians. We believed the Bible, not what science said. We had our own way of looking at things. Everything that we didn't think was true to biblical teaching was fake news. We didn't call it then that way then, but that's how we thought. We were perfect targets, people like us, for Donald Trump some 40 years later. Now, I left the evangelical movement years ago in disgust over the hatred, the cruelty, the closed-mindedness, and the stupidity. But I look back on that movement with some understanding. And so what I want to say today really applies to not just people from my own background, but the world. Listen, there's a worse virus than coronavirus that is threatening our planet. In fact, we only have coronavirus taking the number of lives it is because of this other virus. That other virus is magical thinking. How did the coronavirus start? Magical thinking in China with people eating snakes and bats and other wild animals, thinking that somehow these were aphrodisiacs or would cure them of cancer or whatever it might be, or give them health or eternal life. Why is it so bad in the United States? Because of the magical thinking of Donald Trump, calling it a hoax, saying anything that wasn't going to help his re-election somehow was fake. Who supports Donald Trump? White evangelical Christians made him president, not Putin of Russia, although of course the Russians helped. And what is the basis of their thinking? The same that I grew up with, the magical biblical thinking saying, well, if it's not in the Bible, it's not true. Pay no attention to science. Pay no attention to climate change. Pay no attention to global warming. Just look at the Bible and prophetic words in the scriptures and so forth and so on. Magical thinking is killing us. Trump's support relies on people who indulge in magical thinking and believe his bullshit because they themselves are magical thinkers. Evangelical Christians, conservative Roman Catholics, these insane Orthodox Jews who are still having their weddings because their religion has to take precedence over the facts of science. And so they're bringing people together in New Jersey by the hundreds and exposing them to the coronavirus. What about the magical thinking of Jerry Falwell Jr., who brought back thousands of students to Liberty University, contravening the orders of the government and his own governor, saying that somehow, if it wasn't a hoax, it's certainly not serious, and now 12 of his students at last count are infected. They've gone back into the community spreading the virus. I hope someone sues the pants off the school when their kid gets sick. I hope someone sues the pants off the school when people in the community get sick. Magical thinking, Jerry Falwell Jr., Franklin Graham's magical thinking. Somehow gays and Muslims and open borders are wicked and have brought this evil upon us of the coronavirus. The magical thinking in China started it. The magical thinking of Donald Trump's supporters has made it worse. If there's one thing we're going to learn from this period of history, it is that science and education and knowledge and a free press matter. The magical thinking of Donald Trump, who believes that he is a god and everything is about him. And so now, like a mobster, he's leaning on governors who dare to deny what he's saying is true, who dare to say the truth, and saying he won't be sending them ventilators to their hospitals and threatening them like Al Capone threatening people in the neighborhood. We are ruled by a mobster because of the magical thinking of evangelical Christians who thought they were following Jesus, but instead rented Jesus out to the Republican Party. Enough with magical thinking. Evangelical Christianity is dangerous to the health and life and welfare of America. The Republican Party, with its lick-spittle enablement of the magical thinker Donald Trump, is dangerous to the health and liberty and pursuit of happiness of America. The magical thinking of these insane libertarians who think that somehow all government programs are evil and you just leave it to the market. Who needs health care for everybody? Who needs social welfare? Libertarian magical thinking, these goddamn fool followers of Ayn Rand. Shut up, all of you. Stop talking. Get out of our way. You will kill us, you magical thinkers from Wuhan to the White House. You bastards, shut up and let us get back to following science and fact. My name is Frank Schaefer.